suspect. The man was wanted in connection with nearly a dozen separate shootings, all of this ending in the area of Cass Avenue and MLK Boulevard. That's where we find Fox News' Hillary Golson. She's working the story and joins us live with what else we've learned. Hillary.
Yeah, Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, ATF all involved in this. This 29-year-old suspect allegedly tied to 10 separate shooting incidents, one of them a non-fatal shooting. All of this dates back to November 5th, and over the course of multiple days, according to police, this guy was involved in some pretty bad stuff. So obviously it was very important for law enforcement to try to get him into custody, which is why they were surveilling them when all of this began. But many of the people around here understand the job that law enforcement has to perform, and for them, they realize it's dangerous and they want police to be safe.
Handle your business. This is what they get paid for, so, do what you got to do and just make it home safely. And it's still, like I said, it's still a tragic situation. It shouldn't have came to this, man. And I'm still dumbfounded on the situation, though.
A joint task force began surveilling the suspect around 12:30 this afternoon in Detroit's 10th precinct. Officers spotted him leaving a house, which prompted him to flee. He eventually bailed out of his vehicle near Livernois and Fullerton, where police say he carjacked a driver there. The chase continued until about MLK and Woodward. Michigan State Police later stopped him with a pit maneuver, and then this happened.
He jumped out of the vehicle once again with a weapon in hand, ran around the corner where he encountered two more officers. Those officers are DPD officers. Both officers fired shots, and our suspect was struck. He was fleeing from us. Yeah.
At that time. And he was the only one in the vehicle at the time?
Correct.
And the person who was carjacking successfully got out of the vehicle? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
He was pulled from the vehicle.
So about 10 minutes after that original incident at 12:30, 3 ATF agents apparently encountered this suspect and fired on him. That's according to Detroit Police. He was taken to a local hospital in critical condition at last check. And right now it's unclear if he ever fired at officers, but we do know that they recovered a weapon, again, according to police. Back to you, Roop.
Yeah, Hillary, talk for a moment about these decisions these officers have to make. Clearly, kind of balancing whether the public is at risk by leaving this person, letting them go, or by putting the public at risk by actually trying to chase this person in broad daylight. A tough decision, one that they're used to, obviously, and one that they're training for.
Well, I think the most important thing for us to remember is that there is a great degree of accountability that Detroit police have forced upon themselves. They have 30 days, essentially, to release body cam and dash cam video, where they'll also give a briefing on what happened to the community after they conclude their investigation. And this is a policy that's really extant across many police departments really across the nation. This concept of distributed stewardship, where you have Michigan State Police, along with certainly the homicide task force investigating here, but Michigan State Police will take the lead as the investigators, and that gives a certain amount of procedural legibility to the community so they can understand what happened as well. That transparency is part of their investigation, but it takes time to comb through all of the evidence to uncover whether, for example, the suspect shot back. But this is a policy that has been worked out by the police department, just updated only a few months ago from 45 days to 30 days. So we're going to get some answers, and we're going to get some answers pretty soon. And I know that's very important to the citizens of Detroit. Roop?
Yeah, we'll look forward to that report. Hillary Golson for us live tonight at 6. Thank you. All new today, we've learned a Detroit man is now charged in connection with the death of a 3-year-old girl. The Wayne County prosecutor has charged 21-year-old Lovenia Spivey with the beating death of his girlfriend's child. Investigators say the alleged assault happened at a home on Riverview in the overnight hours of November 15th last year. The child was hospitalized and died from her injuries several days later. Spivey has been charged with felony murder and first-degree child abuse. He's expected to be arraigned possibly tomorrow. Well, now to this. A big traffic shift is coming for a critical stretch of 696. It's just the latest highway headache. Drivers are being forced to maneuver and endure in the name of progress. The next phase of the I-696 construction begins next week. But to get things ready, guess what? Some ramps will actually be shut down in just a few hours. Fox News' Camille Amiri is live with what we all need to know. And Camille, break it down for us. What's going to be broken down? What's going to be blocked? And what do we have to look out for here?
Well, first of all, like we said at 5 o'clock, I don't think we have bags packed big enough to pack our patients because this is just one headache after another. Construction season lasts all year long in Michigan. Take a look at some video. Let's break this down. So, of course, we're talking about 696 and this portion. Of course, we know that for months on end, this eastbound portion has been closed. Now lanes are going to be moving over to that portion. We're going to have road closures. We're going to have exits and entrance ramps closed. This all starting tonight, and I want you to take a listen to our resident expert. This is Diane Cross. We've heard from her for years from MDOT. She knows this better than anyone, and here she is to break it down. And listen to what one driver had to say about all this.
You are not going to be able to get onto westbound 696 starting about 9 o'clock tonight from 75 to M10. Saturday morning about 4 a.m. we're going to close 696 at 75. Westbound 696 you're going to be forced onto north or south 75. Monday morning, no later than 5 a.m. we're going to open up the freeway, and westbound traffic coming under Cousins, we're going to shift you over into a temporary 2-lane that then's going to lead you onto the newly rebuilt eastbound side of 696. We're limiting the entrance and exit ramps to just Woodward and Southfield Road.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. It's too much construction going on right now. It's way too much. It's everywhere.
I think she speaks for everyone. Now, as you can imagine, all of this construction is also affecting businesses. We talked to the owner of Pizza Cat here in Oak Park at 696 in Greenfield. Take a listen.
But it's going to be a scary November, scary December, and scary all up until 2026 at the same time. So, especially how the economy is right now, I'm a little worried, but, you know, hopefully we can maneuver around it. Don't let the traffic scare you. Don't let the closures scare you. Keep Pizza aware at Pizza Cat Oak Park. We're right here for you.
Keep pizza weird. Great guy. We spent some time with Brian. He made a pizza for us. Good stuff. He's really hoping to leverage Instagram and TikTok and just a lot of things to try to get more business here because he's right here on the corner. Freeway going to be shut in both directions, exit and entrance ramp. You can't get on. He's really hoping people just come down 696, or actually I should say down Greenfield, to try out his pizza. In the meantime, if you want more information about all this, we do have an article on our website, fox2detroit.com, and it is in the trending section. No surprise about that. Everyone needs to know about what's going on, especially for Monday morning when they get back to work. Reporting live in Southfield, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
All right, we got it. So be patient. Get a lot of pizza from the local eateries there, and also be nice to those construction workers, because even if you're frustrated with all the stuff that they're dealing with, I mean, these are men and women that are working really hard jobs, and we have to be courteous to them as we drive by.
Yeah, and be nice to other drivers, too. I mean, that's one thing. You know, we're all in this together, right? So if you and I are stuck on the road, so's the guy behind us and the guy in front of us. So just take a deep breath. You're going to get to where you need to be, plan in advance, and really try and figure out the best route. It might take you a couple times to figure out what's best for you and what time to leave is best, but really deep breath and pack your patience and have grace. And, of course, let's always just carry peace with us as well. Back to you.
So important. Camille and Mary for us live tonight. Thank you. Well, now to this, court authorities are forced into action to arrest a relative of the manager who was stabbed to death at a McDonald's. This briefly paused the court hearing for Afeni Muhammad, who will now head to trial for the murder of Jennifer Harris. This afternoon, a judge determined there was enough evidence of murder and unlawful use of a weapon. During the hearing, prosecutors played Muhammad's interrogation with an Eastpointe police officer from July. Muhammad appears to admit to the stabbing after saying she'd been bullied by her manager numerous times before. Prosecutors explained her actions.
As Miss Harris is working, prepping the food, she sets upon her and begins to stab her. There was no argument. There was no talking. And as we saw from that video, the defendant stabbed Jennifer Harris around 13 times all over her body, but specifically in vital areas. When she went in there to confront her, to kill her, that she intended to kill Jennifer Harris. And when she did this, it wasn't in a manic state. It wasn't some emotional outburst. she came in calmly to do all these things.
Afeni Muhammad's next court hearing will be December 2nd at 9 a.m. To get to Ferndale, that city has ended its partnership with Flock Safety. That's a company that uses those cameras to read vehicle license plates. The city still wants to have those cameras, but is looking for a new vendor. But not everyone thinks the cameras are a good idea. Fox News' Lauren Edwards is live with that story. And Lauren, I imagine no one likes to be watched and no one likes Big Brother watching.
Roop, I can tell you we've been out here for hours in Ferndale, and there's been so much back and forth, some for it, some against it, and those against it saying it's invasive. Take a listen.
I am a little hesitant at the fact that they're invading people's privacy, but granted it does solve crime. I would probably be opposed to another similar program.
I see the upsides of it, however, there are a lot of downsides as well. You know, just reading license plates, it can be beneficial to the city, to help people to help, law enforcement stop crime and everything. However, with people possibly mismatching, plates and everything, that can kind of cause some disruption.
It is an unethical company that takes our data of people just driving on the road, mass warrantless surveillance, and sells it, and has been in partnership with ICE and DHS and other federal agencies, and who have utilized this data to track immigrants and as well as those whom the current administration disagrees with.
Now, that last gentleman you just heard from, he's a part of the Ferndale Inclusion Network, and they've been one of the main voices opposing that program. Now, a few details about Flock Safety. There were a dozen in Ferndale. The one you're looking at right now is on Woodward Avenue, and Flock Safety, basically, it reads license plates. Now, for the last 2 years, it's been up and running during its pilot program. Police just kind of testing it out, and Ferndale Police Chief Dennis Emmy says it catalogs images of plates for 30 days. After that, it's purged from the system. And he says the technology helps them locate suspects and put them behind bars. And it's done exactly that within these last 2 years. However, after public outcry, the city ended its partnership with Flock Safety Thursday. But police say they are shopping for another program like it, saying it's necessary.
We care about their opinions. We're trying to balance the values of our community with our mission, which is to keep this community safe and solve crime. And we really take victims' rights to heart as police officers. We speak to the victims, we speak to the families, and it's really important to us and close to our hearts is bringing these people responsible to justice. And part of that is having the technology to find the people and bring them to justice.
So again, police saying that these programs are absolutely needed. They're called ALPRs, in some form of technology that helps them ultimately catch suspects that they find to be so valuable. But again, a lot of people I just spoke with up and down Ferndale saying there just needs to be a deeper conversation about public safety. If you want to get into all the details, there's a wonderful article that's written up on Fox 2 by one of our journalists at the station, Amber, and it details top to bottom exactly what everyone needs to know about it. Reporting live here in Ferndale, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
I'm sure there'll be more to come on this as people have their voices heard. And a good article indeed on fox2detroit.com. Lauren Edwards for us live tonight. Thank you. A lot going on in the news tonight. Right now, researchers are looking into why so many young people are being diagnosed with certain cancers. Coming up, the new study that may unlock at least some of the connection between the disease and ultra-processed foods. But first, I sit down with Michigan Representative U.S. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. Now that the government is back open, what she's revealing about the future of SNAP benefit funding. And there's good news if you're wondering about how long it'll last for this particular allotment. We'll tell you about it coming up.
It's
Well, after the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, SNAP benefits have resumed for now. Earlier today, I asked Democrat Debbie Dingell what lawmakers in her party are saying will be different next time around so this doesn't happen again.
We're going to have to see. I mean, 3 appropriations bills did go through, so SNAP is funded now until to the September 30th through the rest of this fiscal year. The ag bill was done, the military construction bill was done, so the military will be paid, and the legislative appropriations was done, so legislative staff will be. But there are a lot of issues, and it does expire on January 30th.
I want to point out, you heard her say there that SNAP is funded until September 30th, which is the rest of this fiscal year. In health, works researchers say they've found a link between ultra-processed foods and colorectal cancer among women under 50. Those rates have actually been skyrocketing among young people under the age of 50. The study finds ultra-processed foods, which have increased in our diets over the decades, may be playing a really big role. Ultra-processed foods include sugary drinks, processed meats, candies, and chips. The study from JAMA Oncology found those with the highest consumption of these foods had 45% higher odds of developing cancer growths.
Well, we saw a really great day today. This is a live look over the city. So we have been pretty dark since about 5:12. That's when we saw sunset earlier today. So about an hour. It's only 6:17 right now. And moving forward, we're going to continue to see temperatures remain relatively mild, but we are factoring in more rain and also more wind. It's been very windy for us the past week, and tomorrow and Sunday are going to be no exception to that. We're finally in the 40s right now, 49 in Detroit, 49 in Pontiac, upper 40s in Lapeer right now. And as we move forward, numbers are going to continue to cool. So I think by around 10, 11 o'clock tonight, we should be in the mid to lower 40s for spots. 46, though, tonight for an overnight low in the city. Surrounding areas might get cooler a little bit faster. And for the most part, we're mainly dry. We don't have a whole lot on radar right now, which is great news. Now, however, our next system is a little further west of us here. So you notice showers out near the Dakotas or into portions of Montana. That's where they're seeing our next system. It's going to bring us some rain, also some wind as well. So winds today have been very calm. It's been a very pleasant day because it hasn't been as windy as the past few days. Now, winds will kick up through the afternoon tomorrow, and sustained winds will be between about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but our gusts are going to be in excess of around 20 to 25 tomorrow. They'll shift out of the northwest, and then by Sunday, we're talking 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts. So it is going to be windy heading into this weekend. Rain chances look to be minimal. They're not completely zero. So by, say, 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, we'll see those spotty showers from the thumb extending down into southern Michigan. They're going to be quick hitters. It should be out of here by tomorrow, say 5, 6 o'clock. We're dry through the rest of the evening. Now, there might be a few lake effect snow bands up near the thumb, but for most of us, we are staying dry, at least as we head into Sunday. Now, our rainfall totals, nothing impressive coming out of this next system. Mid-60s tomorrow. Sunday, we're in the mid-40s. Chilly day on Monday, highs in the mid-40s, and we stay dry, I think, as we move forward. Not a whole lot in terms of rain chances, with the exception towards the end of next week. The extended forecast shows a lot of 40s with maybe a mid-50 as we end next week.
Hey, the Pistons are back on the court, getting ready to host the Sixers tonight here. I'm Jennifer Hammond at Little Caesars Arena, and one of the questions is, will this guy right here be on the court, Isaiah Stewart? We'll tell you coming up next in sports.